Hi, it's Jon Cronshaw here with my author diary for the weekend in October the 30th, 2022. I've had much of this week off, so it's been the school half term, so I've taken that opportunity to do stuff with my son. I've also watched a few cool things, a few films, things like that. Watched one from a few years back called The Disaster Artist, which was a lot of fun, and, caught up on South Park, things like that. So all up to date with that now, so that was good. In terms of work, I've got a few chapters done of my redraft of Crucible of Shadows. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but progress is progress. I've also gone through the stuff for Ravenglass Legends because, I started that project and then kind of left it. So I've got about 25,000 words already of that done. So once I'm done with Crucible of Shadows, I will be going back to that, I think. But I don't know. My head's been all over the place this week because I think this is what happens when I stop writing and I just think of all these ideas and different projects I want to do. So I think what I need to do really, I think this kind of happens if I'm just doing the redrafting anyway, is basically I need to be doing kind of first draft stuff in the morning to get that creative side of my head going, and then working on the edits in the afternoon. Now, this doesn't mean I'm going to be doing that cycling method again because I know that there's that momentum issue that I had with Trial of Thieves. Now, I think what I'm going to do is basically a parallel project, another project. I don't know where it's going to be yet. I've got a few ideas, but we shall see. My priority, though, is to get Crucible of Shadows done, hopefully, over the next month at the latest. In terms of reading, I read a few books this week, a few non-fiction books, one called The Revolution That Wasn't, which is all about a thing that happened, I think it was in February 2021, I want to say, that was all about the kind of GameStop shares, that was it. And it was just a story about that and how this group on Reddit basically created this thing to take out a hedge fund, and it was very interesting, and it was an interesting take on the whole situation. I remember reading it at the time, reading about the story, thinking it was interesting, but obviously it's a bit more complicated than you'll get with headlines and things like that. Also read another book called Conspiracy by Ryan Holiday. So I quite like Ryan Holiday's books. I've read, quite a few of his books on things like Stoicism, and this was very different. This was basically about how a guy called Peter Thiel, who was involved in, the creator of PayPal and early funder of Facebook, things like that, how this website called Gawker, which seems like a bit of a nasty kind of gossip website, they basically outed him as being gay and he didn't want to, and so he held a grudge, and he spent quite a few years hatching together this plot to strike at the right time to take this website out. And he did that when basically Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, his sex tape that was recorded without his consent was released to the public. So that was interesting. And I've also started reading Dawn Shard by Brandon Sanderson. This is a so-called novella in his Stormlight Archive series. Now, I just want to say, Brandon Sanderson is giving a bad name to novellas because this is as long, if not longer, than a lot of authors' novels. So please stop using the word novella incorrectly. It just gives the rest of us a bad name. So next week, my son is still off until Tuesday. So I think we're going to go and see the Blackpool Illuminations on Monday, so that should be fun. And then rest of the week, focusing on Crucible Shadows, drawing up plans for this other project. I'm pretty sure I know where it's going to be, but I'm not going to talk about it just yet, just in case it doesn't work. So we shall see how that goes. So until next time, cheerio.